What's going on, everybody? Just wanted to hop on today and talk about what I was looking for in the market and why today was a no trade day for me. And maybe I can walk you guys through what saved me through the chop and also why I just did not take a trade. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, first and foremost, to start, we had a reach of the previous all time highs last week into this area of buy side liquidity right here. And then following that, we had a large gap up into uh, above the all time highs right here to start this week. So, first and foremost, I noticed that we have reached all time highs. So, initially I'm like, okay, I want to allow more price action to develop to see what we're going to do possibly do next. We either consolidate, we rebalance, or we continue to expand higher. So initially I was like, okay, well that's the first red flag for me on a Monday. And then secondly, we had this large gap up. Okay, so after we have this large gap up, the one thing that I notice is on the if we just let me exit out of here, we go into a weekly replay, into this replay feature, I noticed that we did not sweep below the Asia sell side liquidity um, before moving higher. And a part of my system is recognizing the sweep of the Asia sell side liquidity, the internal lows before we go higher. I would like to see a move on the opposing direction on the drawn liquidity before going to the actual drawn liquidity, which is the continued expansion higher. And the reason why I'm still expecting a continued expansion higher is because of this weekly close last week. We had this strong bullish close above the previous buy side liquidity. So now I'm expecting price to continue to possibly expand higher. So with that, I'm looking for internal manipulation into sell side liquidity before we move back towards buy side liquidity. So we have relatively equal highs right here. We have these clean highs, despite there being an SMT right here between ES and NQ, where ES wasn't able to reach the buy side liquidity from the overnight, where NQ was able to. So one could think that, okay, we have this SMT at the highs, we have these relatively equal lows. Let's just go and target these relatively equal lows in this gap fill after we sweep buy side. But the reason why I deem that lower quality is because, like I said, the expected uh, weekly expansion is higher to me. So, although this setup has presented itself, I'm still thinking that we could see prices go a bit higher to start the week on Monday, whether we manipulate up um, and then go lower to fill this gap. But I just think that this is lower quality based on we gapped up, we're continuing momentum higher during the overnight session, and then we're going to continue higher going into the day. So, what I'm looking for is a manipulation in the sell side liquidity and then go into buy side liquidity where we have this high right here and then this high right here, these stacked highs. Okay. Um, and then as you can see, right off market open, we just go straight into buy side and then we continue that to sustain value above buy side. And then, like I was saying, there was a possible short to go lower where we have the manipulation in the buy side, then we have the change in the state of delivery, this 1 minute fair value gap ran through. But because I'm expecting the weekly candle to expand higher, this seems lower quality to me. For me to go short, I want to see confirmation on the higher time frame first, whether that's a 4 hour failure to go higher or a daily failure to go higher. Those are the kind of things that I want to look for first before going short. But now that I noticed that we have this momentum going in to start this week, I'm not necessarily looking for short setups. So these are just the things that I look for every single day. This is why I did not trade today. One, because of the lack of sell side liquidity sweep before going higher. Two, the overnight gap up was large. Three, we reached all time highs last week, so I want to allow more price action to develop. And also this week, today is a no news Monday, so price may be a little lackluster after reaching all time highs. Orange Folder News on Tuesday, and then we have FOMC on Wednesday. So usually leading up to FOMC, price action may be a little bit more lackluster because traders and larger participants are waiting for this event right here at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. So I'm in no rush to trade today or tomorrow. Um, Possibly even Wednesday, definitely Wednesday before FOMC. And then once the dust settles after 2:30, after the FOMC statements and announcements and everything like that, after that dust settles, then price action may become a little bit more clear. Um, there may be more data presented to where price wants to expand to or do next. Like I said, either consolidate, continue to expand, or rebalance back into the weekly range. Um, so these are the things that I was looking for today. I just didn't get anything that was clear to me, so ultimately I just sat out. Uh, Once you start to realize that your system is only presented a couple of times a week, there's really no need to trade every single day. And once you get that monkey off your back of trying to trade every single day, things become a lot more clear. Things become easier for you, and the anxiety of just like wanting to press buttons kind of just like slowly fades away. But hopefully, something sets up this week. I hope you guys trade safe, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.